everybody, I'm Cole Costello, and for the first time in weeks, all of our teams were back in action. This week 6 of our update featured the basketball teams continuing their impressive seasons, the wrestling team getting a decisive win over a league rival, and much more. Let's get right into it as we hand it to the returning Shane Whitehead for wrestling.
Thanks, Cole. On Wednesday, the wrestling team took to the mat to face league rivals Molalla in a much-anticipated home duel. The Indians started the competition with a quick lead, but the Huskies dominated them in the middle and heavyweight classes. North Marion ended the night with a commanding win of 58-21. Matches were won by Jake Stiegel, Johnny Vara, Lucas Randall, Jared Wilcox, myself, Cody Walker, Kelton Boykin, and Mario Elias. Molalla forfeited their heavyweight match, earning Gary Carter the win. Saturday saw more dual matches for the Huskies, who traveled to West Albany. Sprague, Stayton, West Albany, Willamette, and Newport were also in attendance. North Marion outperformed Newport and Willamette, but West Albany, Sprague, and Stayton proved too much for the Huskies. The most notable performances came from Lucas Randall, Jake Stiegel, Johnny Vara, and Gary Carter, who won all of their matches on Saturday. Now I'll hand it back to Cole Costello to tell you about the swimming team.
Thanks, Shane. It's a pleasure to have you back. The swimming team was back in action Wednesday, this time in Rainier, when they competed against 5 other teams. Both the boys and the girls struggled to get back in the flow after their long period away from competition. The only first-place finisher for either team was Grant Cooper in the 500-meter free. That was about the only major highlight for the swim team, but there were several other good things that happened at the meet. Several of the swimmers dropped time off of their personal records. Andy Pine got a new personal best, and Kyle Lawson dropped an amazing 10 seconds off of his personal best in the 100-meter back. Elena Hammond, Grace Durst, and Kobe Lemon all dropped off their personal records. The girls got 5th out of 6, and the boys got 4th. As mentioned before, there were some huge time drops, and the swimming team continues to work hard to prepare for their district meet on the horizon. Now for this week's boys basketball portion, here is Logan Beiser.
Yo, Fifth, I'm not famous by any stretch, man, but I got a lot of people who know me, who come up to me, they want to know what I'm up to, man. So why don't you show them what we
Thanks,
do?
Cole. The boys basketball team easily had their most successful week of the season, as they went 3-0 on the week, played their best game of the season, and continued a streak, which has seen them win 5 of the last 6 games. The boys started off the week on Tuesday, where the number 12 Scappoose Indians were brought in for the great night of basketball. The Huskies got right out of the floodgates, and their inside game was in the forefront. Jeremy Parkinson and Matt McLaren were to credit for the Huskies' first few points, but Scappoose was hanging in there, converting on all their early opportunities also. At one point in the second quarter, Nathan Summers scored 8 points unanswered, which gave the Huskies a 34-23 lead. North Marion headed into the locker room with a halftime lead of 43-33. The offensive-minded first half, which put up 76 combined points, provided entertainment for all, and on top of that, the Huskies held a lead over one of the top teams in the state. The second half was much like the first, which North Marion was fine with, since they had held a comfortable lead. The up-tempo game was playing into the Huskies' favor. Down the stretch, the Huskies converted on the necessary foul shots to seal the deal, defeating the Scappoose Indians 78-69. Sawyer Dady and Nathan Summers both ended the night with 21 points apiece. North Marion was back on the hardwood on Thursday night when the Yamhill Carlton Tigers came for a visit. Losing badly to the Tigers just 2 weeks prior, the Huskies turned the tables on Thursday night and defeated YC in a thrilling 1-point contest. Despite North Marion's poor shooting performance, their defense made up for the difference, and in the end, the Huskies held on top for the Tiger buzzer-beating shot, which fell terribly short. Jeremy Bones Parkinson led the Huskies' evenly spread attack with 7 points. The third and final game from this week came on a rare Saturday, where North Marion headed to Astoria to play the Fighting Fishermen. As you know, last week, North Marion headed to the Astoria tournament, which they dominated the Astoria Fighting Fishermen 45-19. This Saturday, North Marion got off to a horrid start, as they could only muster 14 points by halftime, and the struggling Fishermen held a 3-point halftime lead. The game completely changed in the second half, where the Huskies completely dismantled the Fishermen, who could only put a whopping 5 points in the second half. North Marion outscored Astoria 30-5 in the second half to turn a close game into a lopsided blowout. The Huskies doubled up the Fishermen 44-22. Overall, it was an outstanding week for the boys, who won all 3 of their games and improved to 7-5 on the season after a challenging start. Now for girls basketball, we have Cole Costello.
This ain't no show and tell, this is show and do. They ask, man, I just show and prove. In the words that I chose to use, that show, that prove that I know.
Thank you, Logan. The girls' team struggled this week as they fell in 2 out of their 3 games. North Marion kept even for the middle 2 quarters as both the Huskies and the Indians matched each other's point totals in the second and third quarters. The Huskies scored 11 points from the foul line, which kept them close with Scappoose. Then in the final quarter, Scappoose pulled away for the 34-26 win. The leading point scorer for the Huskies was Jasmine Flores with 11. With Thursday came another road trip for the Huskies, this time heading to Yamhill Carleton for a date with the Tigers. This game was disappointing from the beginning, and it ended with a 54-32 loss. After 2 straight losses, the girls looked to rebound against the Astoria Fighting Fishermen on Saturday. Again on the rare Saturday game, the girls also made the trip to Astoria, and they made it a good one. They narrowly escaped with a 2-point, 28-26 win. The second half featured a combined 18 points by both teams, and shockingly, the Huskies scored 1 point in the fourth quarter. But it was enough, and they barely escaped with a win, advancing to 8-4 on the season. The Huskies look to build on the W and get better as they advance into their upcoming league schedule. Now here's Josh Hauser for this week's FBLA High Flying Performer.
Thanks, Cole. This week's NM Athletics FBLA High Flying Performer is Kyle Martin of the boys basketball team.
Let's go!
Coming off of a highlight reel play in Kyle's dunk last week, he built upon it with some great performances this week. Kyle scored 35 points over this week's 3 games, granting him second place in the team high scoring honors. He also pulled in the most boards of anyone this week on the Huskies, recording 27 rebounds over this week's 3 games. Kyle also had to balance the duty of filling in on the Huskies starting lineup in the most recent game against Astoria. Congratulations to Kyle on being named as this week's NM Athletics FBLA High Flying Performer. Now we're going to hand it back over to Cole to talk about the staff athlete voting results.
Let's go!
Thanks, Josh. Now for the staff athlete voting, I'd like to announce there has been a winner. After a month of voting, Bill Crumley has won. Look for our feature on Bill Crumley in one of our upcoming weeks. Now here's Wyatt Moore with more upcoming events.
Thanks, Cole. Let's jump right into more upcoming events. Tuesday, both basketball teams host Seaside Seagulls, boys at 7 and girls at 5:30. And then on Friday, the basketball teams again are competing, this time against the Cascade Cougars, boys at 7 and girls at 5:30. Also on Friday, the swimming team travels south to South Albany to swim against Cascade. Then on Friday and Saturday, the wrestling team travels to Redmond to compete in the Oregon Classic. Now we're going to hand it back over to Josh Hauser to put the finishing touches on this week's update.
Thank you, Wyatt. And remember, you can still purchase your Put Your Dogs Up t-shirts. They're available for $8 in either green or white. And also, for $15, you can get the Spirit Pack, which includes both the green and white t-shirt, among other Husky Spirit gear. And once again, we'd like to thank Young Life for sponsoring our ticker. The next club is coming up soon, January 23rd at 8 p.m. at the Hub in Hubbard. Be sure to come for fun prizes, games, and other great events with your friends. And that wraps up another week of the North Marion Athletics Update. Be sure to join us next week for more results from all 4 of our sports. Thanks again for watching.